We live in a world saturated with information, a constant deluge of data, opinions, and noise. It's incredibly easy to get lost in this complexity, to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of what's presented to us. Our natural tendency is often to rely on existing knowledge, to follow established paths, and to base our actions on what has been done before. This reliance on the familiar is what we might call conventional thinking. It's building upon existing ideas, accepting assumptions, and operating within established frameworks. While often efficient, it can also limit our perspective and stifle true innovation. But there's a powerful alternative, a way to cut through the noise and see things with fresh eyes. This approach is known as first principles thinking. It's a method used by many of history's greatest innovators and problem solvers to achieve breakthroughs that seemed impossible within conventional bounds. Conventional thinking is like inheriting a partially built structure and continuing construction based on the existing blueprint. You accept the foundation, the walls, and the layout as given, and you build upon them. It's efficient because you don't have to start from scratch. However, this approach means you also inherit any flaws or limitations of the original design. You accept assumptions about materials, methods, and purpose without necessarily questioning them. You are building a house using prefabricated designs and existing components. First principles thinking, on the other hand, is about starting from the absolute ground up. It's not about inheriting a structure. It's about understanding the fundamental materials, the laws of physics, and the purpose of shelter itself. You begin by asking, what are the most basic, undeniable truths about this problem or situation? It's like deciding to build a house by first understanding concrete, steel, wood, and the principles of load-bearing structures. You start at the very foundation, questioning everything that came before. At its core, first principles thinking is the practice of stripping away assumptions and breaking down a problem, idea, or system into its most fundamental truths. These are the basic elements that you know are true and cannot be deduced from anything more basic. Think about dissecting a complex object, like a car. Conventional thinking might look at different models, compare features, and accept the car as a given unit. First principles thinking asks, what is a car fundamentally made of? You would ask about its core components: metal, plastic, rubber, glass, various fluids. You would ask about the essential materials used to create these components. You would also ask about the governing laws that make it function, like the principles of internal combustion, high-voltage rechargeable batteries, aerodynamics, and friction. It's about reducing something to its purest, most basic form. What are the irreducible parts? What are the foundational facts? The process of applying first principles thinking involves relentless questioning. You question every assumption, every piece of received wisdom, and every established method. You ask why repeatedly until you arrive at the most basic, undeniable facts. It's about going back to the core building blocks of whatever you are examining. Instead of accepting the current state or common practice, you seek to understand the fundamental elements and principles that govern it. This approach forces you to understand the why before you even consider the how. Why does this work this way? Why is this material used? Why is this process followed? Only by understanding the fundamental reasons can you begin to reconstruct or innovate effectively. Transform your approach. This method transforms how you approach challenges. It moves you beyond surface-level fixes to create truly original solutions. Embrace this powerful tool for deeper insight and innovation. Start practicing. If this is helping you think differently, give it a like. It really helps push this to more curious minds like yours. And if you're into smart ideas made simple, go ahead and subscribe. You'll get more clarity, less noise every week. One of the clearest real-world examples of first principles thinking comes from, you guessed it, Elon Musk. When Musk started SpaceX, he noticed something strange. Rocket launches were insanely expensive. Most people just accepted that as the cost of doing business in aerospace. But Musk didn't ask, how can we build a cheaper rocket? He asked, what is a rocket, really? He broke it down to first principles. aluminum, titanium, fuel, electronics. Then he asked, what do these raw materials actually cost on the open market? The result? He found that a rocket's parts cost only a fraction of the full price. So instead of buying overpriced rockets, he built his own, from the ground up. That one shift, from copying the industry to challenging its assumptions, changed everything. It's what made SpaceX possible. That's the power of first principles thinking. By breaking the problem down to its most basic components, Musk realized that the raw materials needed to build a rocket, like aluminum, titanium, and fuel, were actually far cheaper than the industry's finished price tag suggested. This insight, grounded in first principles thinking, led him to challenge conventional aerospace manufacturing and rebuild the process from scratch. The result? A radically more affordable way to send rockets into space, and the birth of SpaceX's competitive advantage. This approach has broad applications. In business, first principles thinking allows you to challenge market trends and conventional strategies. Instead of just competing within existing paradigms, you can identify unmet needs by understanding fundamental human desires and technological capabilities. This can lead to the creation of truly original products and services that disrupt industries. In productivity, it means questioning your workflow from the ground up. Instead of just trying to manage your existing tasks better, you ask, what are the core objectives I need to achieve? What are the fundamental tasks that contribute to those objectives? This helps you eliminate distractions and optimize your process based on what truly matters. In daily life, first principles thinking encourages you to question your own beliefs and assumptions. Why do I believe this? What is the evidence for this? By breaking down your thoughts to their core components, you can make more informed decisions and avoid the pitfalls of groupthink or simply accepting things because that's how they've always been. Applying first principles thinking is not easy. It requires significant intellectual rigor and a willingness to dig deep past the surface level of information. It demands patience and persistence. It also requires a willingness to challenge your own deeply held assumptions and biases. This can be uncomfortable, as it forces you to confront the possibility that what you thought was true might not be. It takes courage to think differently, especially when your conclusions diverge from conventional wisdom. However, the benefits are profound. First principles thinking offers a path to incredible clarity. By understanding the fundamental truths, the complex becomes simple. It is a powerful engine for originality, allowing you to build new solutions from the ground up rather than just iterating on existing ones. Ultimately, it offers a path to true understanding. You don't just know that something works, you understand why it works, down to its most basic elements. This deep understanding is the foundation for genuine innovation and effective problem solving. So how can you begin to apply first principles thinking in your own life and work? Start by identifying a challenge, a problem, or a decision you are facing. Instead of immediately looking for existing solutions or relying on past experiences, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what are the fundamental truths about this situation? What are the core, undeniable principles at play? Break the problem down into its smallest, most basic components. Question every assumption you hold about it. By doing this, you begin to break free from the constraints of conventional thinking. You open yourself up to new possibilities and novel solutions. Embrace the power of first principles to see the world not as it is presented, but as it fundamentally is. Learn to think clearly, build from the ground up, and unearth the truth. If this helped shift your thinking, hit that like button to let the algorithm know it's worth sharing. Subscribe if you want more wisdom, simplified for busy people, and you don't miss the next idea drop.